Helena is an astronaut who is 20 years old. She has spent almost all of her life in a rocket called Orbiter 9. Scientists on Earth have sent her on a journey to the claimed livable world Celeste because of things like overpopulation, global warming, and pollution. Helena's parents brought her there when she was a baby, and that's where they raised her. But 3 years ago, a problem with the technology led the Orbiter 9's air supply to run out quickly. So her parents made the hard choice to do the impossible so that their daughter could have enough air to get to the nearest base. So Helena has been alone on the spaceship for the last 3 years. The things she does every day are feeding her plants, working out, checking on her health, and thinking about her parents. One day, the alarm in the spaceship goes off, which scares Helena because it's the first time she's seen something like this. She goes to the control room right away to check, where she finds that a shuttle has joined her spaceship. It seems that her call for help has finally been heard. Helena runs to the door, and when it opens, an engineer named Alex walks in. She is both surprised and happy to see him because she hasn't talked to anyone in 3 years. Alex introduces himself and starts to look at the breathing system, but Helena can't take her eyes off of him. This could be because she has never seen a man her age before. A few hours later, when Alex was still fixing things, Helena asked him to dinner, and he said yes. Later at dinner, Helena keeps asking a lot of questions, but Alex doesn't seem to be interested. He just says that he needs to finish his job and go back to his station. The next day, Alex fixes the breathing system and starts getting ready to leave. That night, Helena sneaks into his room while he is sleeping and gets on top of him. Alex wakes up and tells her to stop looking while she is still there. But Helena, who has lived alone her whole life, says that she might not see another person for another 20 years. Then she kisses him slowly. The next morning, Alex packs up all of his things and leaves without even saying goodbye to Helena. When he gets out of the spaceship, he goes into a strange tunnel and then goes upstairs. He comes out of what looks like a bunker in the middle of the woods, which is very strange. Here, we find out that the Orbiter 9 is not, in fact, a rocket, and that the whole thing is being set up on Earth. In the next scene, Alex gets in his truck and goes through what looks like a secret location in the woods. We can see that there are more bunkers like Helena's, and the whole thing is called Project Orbiter. Alex soon gets to the door, which is strongly watched by military people. That night, he goes to the base of operations to meet Hugo, who is in charge of the project. Hugo pulls out his computer and shows Alex some numbers. The numbers show that there are 10 orbiters. He says that things are going well and that the real launch to Celeste could happen in the next 20 years if everything keeps going at the same pace. Even though the news is good, Alex is upset because he is worried about the 10 test subjects who are being kept alone in the orbiters. But Hugo tells him that it is the right thing to do to kill 10 people for the good of all people. Alex is going home at night when he hears on the news that it has been 5 years since the Celeste spaceship went down. On that fatal night, just after leaving the Earth's surface, a sudden technical failure happened on the rocket carrying 207 people. Because of this, the plane crashed and everyone on board died. Alex is revealed to be the head engineer of the spaceship. Since the accident, he has been filled with guilt and sadness because several people died and humanity took a big step back in its goal to reach Celeste. Alex meets his therapy, Sylvia, the next morning. During their meetings, Sylvia uses a very modern computer. With this screen between them, people on both sides can't see each other and can't hear each other clearly either. All they can see is a computer-made wolf that moves its face like them. Alex can't keep his sadness a secret any longer, so he tells Sylvia about his job and how he feels bad for the 10 test subjects. Alex becomes more and more worried as time goes on. He watches movies and live feeds of Helena all the time, which makes it seem like he can't get her out of his thoughts. Then one day, he chooses to take a chance on everything. He gets in his car and drives over to the place. At the same time, inside the Orbiter 9, Helena is getting her usual checkup when the warning goes off again. Helena is surprised by this because her spaceship is far from any outposts. Soon, the front door opens, and Alex walks out dressed in a casual way. He tells her right away that they are not in a rocket and that they need to get away. But Helena is so scared that she doesn't say a word. Alex pulls out a secret camera and a microchip that was put inside Helena to track her important organs in order to prove his point. He also tells her he's doing this to protect her. Helena is still shocked, but she agrees to go with Alex because she likes him. Alex hacks the camera feed and posts an old recording of Helena before they leave, so that no one will notice that they're gone. After this, the two people leave the Orbiter 9. Alex then hides her in his truck and gets her past the checkpoint at the door. Later, he stops by a hill and tells them everything they need to know about the Orbiter program and how it came to be. The program was made to help a person get used to being in space so that the launch to Celeste can go smoothly. He also tells Helena that her parents are still alive, but when she says she wants to meet them, he says she can't. It turns out that her parents are involved as well. Soon after, Alex and Helena arrive at his house, where Helena is surprised to see normal household items. She also sees rain for the first time, which makes her very happy. The next day, Alex goes to see Sylvia and tells her what he did. Sylvia showed Alex who she really was because she was worried about the safety of her clients. She also promised to help Alex if anything went wrong. That night, Alex shows Helena around the city by taking her out. He buys her a range of food, which she has never had before because she lives alone. When Helena talks about the ocean, he takes her to an aquarium and shows her different kinds of fish. Alex takes Helena to his private office the next morning, where he has a bunch of computers set up. He says that it is where he watches the orbiters and keeps track of where they are going. Helena is upset by the invasion of her privacy, so she asks Alex how he could be involved in something so cruel. Alex tells her that it's for the good of all people. With all the information they got from the Orbiter project, they could send a real rocket to Celeste without any problems in the years to come. Alex takes Helena to a bar and introduces her to his friends in the next scene. A well-known doctor named Dr. Xiao is one of them. He asks Helena where she is from, but before she can answer, Alex comes up with a reason and changes the subject. He doesn't want anyone to know who Helena is at any cost. After a while, the group talks about what the Orbiter program means for the future and how it can help people in the long run. Alex thinks that the growth is good, but Dr. Xiao says that people should work on making Earth a better place instead of trying to find a new world. Alex sees spots on Helena's back one day and takes her to his friend, Dr. Xiao, for help. Xiao finds that Helena's skin is very sensitive, as if she has never been in the sun. He then sends her to get a full checkup and questions Alex about who she really is. Xiao thinks she has something to do with the Orbiter program, and Alex finally says something about it. That night, when Alex is out, Helena goes into his room while he is gone and starts looking through his files. She finds something shocking in one of these files. It turns out that she is not a child at all, but a clone instead. She then turns some pages and finds the address of her foster parents. Alex had told her a lie, which made her feel even worse. She gets her things and goes outside to find her parents. Later, when Alex gets home, he finds out that Helena has found out the truth about her genes. He looks upset, but there's nothing he can do to find her. Helena also finds her parents and tells them they left her behind. The mother, who seems to care about Helena, tells her that even though she is a clone, her genes come from people from many different ages, which makes her very healthy. Just then, Helena's father comes up behind her and ties her to the wall. He then calls Hugo, but Hugo's mother, to his surprise, knocks him out and helps Helena get away. A few hours later, she runs into Alex and yells at him for not telling her the truth. Alex can't say anything to protect himself, so he just says sorry and gives her a hug. But the trouble has only just started. Alex and Helena pack their things and leave when they find out that Hugo and his people know about the escape. The next day, Hugo meets up with Catherine, the main donor to the Orbiter project, and tells her what's going on. As expected, the boss isn't happy that one of her most important assets got away. Hugo asks Catherine for help, and she tells him to find Helena and kill her. Alex takes Helena to Sylvia, her longtime friend and confidant, and asks her for a place to stay. Sylvia is a nice person, so she is happy to help. But before she can show them out, she hears a knock on the door. When she goes outside, she finds Hugo and two guards with guns who are looking for Helena. He actually looked around Alex's room and found Sylvia's business card there. The men then stomped in and started looking around. Soon, they get to one of the therapy rooms, but don't realize that the couple is on the other side. Then Hugo tells Sylvia to turn on the screen. As soon as she does, Alex and Helena stop moving. They don't even blink because if they do, the fake dog will move and give them away. This goes on for a while, and when Sylvia refuses to give up the couple, one of the soldiers kills her. This makes the couple on the other side very scared, and they leave right away. But in the end, they are trapped when they reach a dead end. Alex wants to jump to another balcony because he has no other choice. He goes first, but when Helena's turn comes, she freezes up out of fear and is caught. Hugo and his men can just take her away while Alex watches. That night, Alex, who is upset, goes to the same bar and talks to his friend Xiao, who Hugo and his men reportedly also beat up. Xiao tells Alex that he is worried about him and tells him that Helena's test results are out. She can't stay in this setting, though, so she will have to go back inside the Orbiter 9 right away. Alex is crushed by the news, but it gives him an idea. Hugo then goes up to Catherine and asks her if he can get Helena back into the Orbiter program, but she says no because she thinks it will cost them a lot of money. She then tells him to kill Helena right away, so that the news doesn't get out to other places. Hugo starts planning for the euthanization as soon as he gets the order, but before he can end everything, Alex walks up to the building and offers Hugo a deal. Even though the second guy has already decided to kill Helena, he still lets Alex in for their friendship's sake. Alex doesn't waste any time in telling them that Helena is pregnant with his child. This child could be very important to their project. He then suggests that Helena be allowed to come back with him to the shuttle so that they can both raise their child in the setting. This would make the perfect pilot, so that in 20 years, he or she can lead the real rocket to Celeste. Hugo likes the idea, which is a surprise, and he lets the couple go back to the orbiter. In the last scene, it has been 20 years. Hugo, who is now old, waits outside of Orbiter 9 for a girl to come out of her bunker. This girl is likely Alex and Helena's kid. The girl gives someone behind her a smile, and then she looks up at the sky. The movie ends with the sound of the rocket getting ready to leave for Celeste. This means that the experiment worked. Thanks for watching. Click this video to enjoy another best movie explained in less time.